Hello. Shortly, the official party will enter the graduation hall. And they've taken their positions on stage. Advance Australia Fair will be played, and we invite you to join in the singing of the national anthem. To please stand for the academic procession.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and a well-fought toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests and graduates, I would now like to invite Uncle Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional acknowledgement to country.
Thank you. Warumi Miriga. Hello friends and Nalawa. Welcome. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people by acknowledging that we meet today in Wallamata, the ancestral home of the Wallamedigal. I'd also like to thank the university for the invitation to come and join you for the acknowledgement of country. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family, in fact, descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the neighbouring Burrabarongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it, and so he enrolled his daughter, Bulungai, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and eventually secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them and became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. Your success is our success. your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 230 years ago, he described the people he encountered as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. They owned nothing, he wrote, but the tools they carried. They made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and fed their families from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, and no homelessness. Armies were unheard of, as were forts, jails, or even fences. Back then, people cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state through fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 30,000 years. So please consider, this is not some ideal to strive for or some forgotten golden age. This was normal life for us for the longest time, and not that long ago. And there is no good reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. However, we are a clever people, and there's still much magic in the world, I like to believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good, we are naturally happy, and normally very good at looking after each other and the planet. I'd just ask you to share your skills with the rest of us and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this and I'm confident we can put together a world we can be proud of and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine by finishing up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and have a wonderful day and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you.
I'm now pleased to introduce Chancellor of Macquarie University, Dr. Martin Parkinson, AC.
Thank you, Chris. I'm always overwhelmed by the warmth and the generosity that you show us and the honour that you give us by participating in our graduations. And it is it's a mark, I think, of the respect that we have for the custodians of this land and the shared future that we have with them that we regard as so important, that Chris plays a key role in every graduation. So again, on behalf of all of us, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, graduands, it's okay, that'll change shortly. Don't worry about it, we'll get there. It is fantastic to have you all here today. And look, acknowledging country in the form that we've just heard from Chris is a reminder of the long history of the land on which we meet, of its custodians, the Darug people, and of the charge that they have given us to use this land well for teaching, learning and discovery. I'd also like to add my acknowledgement. So, Biawu Budjuri Wulamadagol Yuridin Darug Nuriyin. I speak well of the Wallamadakal people of the Darug Nation. Naya yu Rabim Rongi Nuriyin, the people who belong to this country. Biawu Gulbanga Gun Unigung, Yura Kurugal Yagu. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present. Yunamawu Gulbanga Darug Yura Buji. Gumurwa. I walk with and respect Darug people in good spirit, and I hope that you will all join me in having those same sentiments. So let me start, ladies and gentlemen, by welcoming each and every one of you to the Macquarie University Wallamadagal campus. Most importantly, though, I want to offer a warm welcome and hearty congratulations to our new graduates meeting today on this magnificent occasion of celebration. As Chris noted, completing a degree is never easy. It requires determination, perseverance, hard work and dedication to purpose. Each and every one of you should feel very proud of your accomplishments. I can assure you that we at the university feel very proud of what you've done. Many of you are fortunate enough to be here in the company of family and friends. And for others of you, though, this may not have been possible. But for all of you, even in the most challenging of times, these people, your family, your friends, your community, have made your journey easier. So to all family and friends of graduates, welcome. As I walked in, I saw that we had a number of small children. We may even have a few babies here today. And I want everyone to know that they are especially welcome. I also want you to know that we don't expect small children to remain quiet or to stay still for the length of the graduation. We believe that all celebrations are enhanced by the presence of children. So if they run around and make a bit of commotion, we know they're having a great time and they're contributing to the atmosphere of today. Now I say that advisedly because in this morning's graduation, it wasn't the children, it was the grannies who were the wildly disruptive ones. So grannies, if you want to run around and cheer and yell, that's also fine too. To all of our graduating students, the support you've received is a reminder that while our individual efforts are very important, much of what we will achieve in our lives will happen because we support one another, because we work together and because we come together as a community. In short, we truly are stronger together. And I think it's important to maintain this commitment to mutual support, especially in times of great turbulence. Now, every generation thinks that they live in a period that's particularly complex, but there's no doubt in my mind that today we confront a remarkably complex environment, indeed the most challenging set of circumstances in at least 3/4 of a century. How we as individuals, communities and countries navigate these challenges will be central to our shared prospects for peace and prosperity, and that's true wherever we live. So I hope that your education experience has strengthened your sense of the importance of working together for the betterment of our communities, of our nations and of our planet. As you go out into the world as graduates of Macquarie University, your lives are inevitably going to get busy. The minutiae of life will intrude. It'll be your jobs, your relationships, your families, and so on. But I'd urge you to keep an eye on a few things. Ask yourself, how can I help to navigate through times of turbulence? What is my responsibility as a graduate and scholar to helping create a better world? How can we all engage in dialogue as members of the Australian community or as members of communities of other countries, or indeed as members of the global community? Respectful engagement and constructive dialogue are central to solving all of the big problems that we face. I'd urge you to draw on the skills and experience you've gained here at Macquarie and indeed through your entire education journey to participate fully in those discussions. Again, as Chris said, we must all be willing to share our skills and knowledge and to bring our expertise to the table. We must all be prepared to continue to intellectually grow, to be good listeners, to learn from others and to respect a diversity of views. So I'd encourage you to remain curious, to be a lifelong learner. After all, as Mark Twain said, and I quote, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from your safe harbours, catch those trade winds, explore, dream, discover. In short, be optimistic, seek challenges, and take calculated risks. Accept that some differences of opinion are inevitable, even among people who share similar motivation. Acknowledge that and commit yourselves to working for the overall good. To do all that, though, you will need true strength. As the great African-American writer and Nobel Prize winner Toni Morrison told another university gathering in 1996, and I quote, "Service to the individual, to the government, to the world requires unwavering commitment to intellectual freedom, to virtues being debased by apathy or mindless rage, virtues of integrity, honour, faith, selflessness and courage," unquote. These are wonderful words, and I'd urge you to hold them close to you for the rest of your lives. But these words carry even more weight in today's environment, given the circumstances that we confront. I'm now going to invite, move to shortly to confer your degrees and to welcome you into the ranks of Macquarie alumni. But before I do, it's my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Dr. Brett Summerall. Professor Summerall is a Chief Scientist and Director, Science Education and Conservation at the Botanic Gardens of Sydney. He's an adjunct professor at Kansas State University in the United States, at the University of Sydney, and is a visiting professor at the University of Johannesburg, South Africa. Brett maintains a research interest in plant disease and microfungi and has published over 150 refereed papers and books in this area. He's a fellow of the Australasian Plant Pathology Society and the American Phytopathological Society, a member of the International Advisory Council for Botanic Gardens Conservation International, and held a Fulbright Distinguished Chair in Agriculture and Life Sciences in Kansas State University in 2018. We're very honoured to have Brett with us today, and I'm going to now invite Brett to deliver the occasional address. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Brett Summerall.
Thank you, Chancellor. Chancellor, faculty, staff, and particularly to all of the graduates and all of the family. It really is an honour to be able to speak to you all today and to acknowledge your success and everything that you've done. I too would also like to acknowledge that we're on Wadawurrung country in the Darug Nation and pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. I really want to congratulate everybody that's graduating today. It's an enormous achievement that you've done. It is not lost on me that the effort and the time and persistence and the sheer determination sometimes just to get through and to achieve this. And so you should really all be commended for doing all of this. It really is a fantastic thing. I also, as a parent of somebody who's recently graduated, just would like to acknowledge all of those family, friends, partners, all of those supporters who've assisted you in reaching this point. I know I've been on both sides of the ledger and know that it is really quite a hard thing to do. More importantly, from my perspective as a scientist, I really am so thrilled to see so many people graduating with the science degrees, science qualifications here today. These skills, this training, I believe has never been more needed than it is at this very point in time. Regardless of what the scientific focus that you might be looking at, whether it's in the health field, in data analysis, or in the environment and climate change and sustainability, all of those areas of skills are dramatically and drastically needed as we approach some of the challenges that we're facing at the moment. This could be in the health sector, attacking a variety of diseases, coming up with cures for various things, looking at sustainability in ways in which we can make the planet a little bit more a pleasant place to live in, or whether it's tackling the environmental and ecological challenges that are so increasingly apparent each year. I often get asked, is science better now or in the past? And I really think that there is no better time for us to be doing science now. The skills, the technology, the techniques that we have available, whether it's in genomics or in understanding metabolic processes and pathways, whether it's in that data analysis, the uses of artificial intelligence, all of these aspects provide us with the opportunities to answer questions, to attack questions and answer questions that were completely inconceivable when I was graduating. It really is the time to be doing science, and it really is the time in which we can really challenge the ways in which we do scientific inquiry. We are, from my perspective, I work in the natural sciences, we're facing the twin challenges of a climate crisis and a biodiversity crisis, and the skills, whether it's in artificial intelligence, data analysis, or understanding biological systems, have never been needed more than they are today. And if we're able to satisfactorily challenge these issues and provide a planet and a climate that is able to be lived in the future, your skills will be really, really important from that perspective and never more greatly needed. I hope and I expect that many of you will be involved in these aspects. Great challenges, but they'll be enormously rewarding to come up with achievements and ways in which we can tackle these problems. I do hope, perhaps, I'm somewhat naive, that some of you may enter into the world of plants, or even I might dream in the world of fungi. So I do hope that some of you might consider doing a scientific career based around plants. Plants will provide many of the requirements that we need for tackling these crises, whether it's a green environment to nurture well-being and health, whether it's trees in order to be able to mitigate climate, to create a more livable urban environment, or whether it's just sucking up carbon out of the atmosphere so that we are able to mitigate the impact of extensive carbon pollution, as it were. Plants suffer a little bit from what we call plant blindness, and I know that our furry and feathered friends have much better marketing teams and public relations groups that support them. So, have a little time for our green friends out there, nurture them, just recognise they're important for every aspect of your life, whether it's the air you breathe, the food, either indirectly or directly, that you eat, and all of the ways in which you live, your buildings, all of those sorts of things. I've been fortunate enough to work in plants for the last 40 years or something, and it's provided me the opportunity to go to some of the most amazing places on the planet, and particularly in Australia, whether it's in tropical ecosystems, whether it's in desert environments, mountains, or even into the secret gorge where the Wallamai pine lives. These are places and these are plants that need our protection and need you to be advocates for them now and into the future. So I encourage you to use your skills and training to address these issues as you develop your career. There cannot be many more pressing challenges than these that are facing us. And as the Chancellor said, it's an opportunity for you to make a contribution to society, to make things better for future generations, for you to be able to deliver solutions in a way that has a really meaningful impact. Continue to use a scientific approach in addressing and assessing anything that you might see facing you. Be curious, continue to learn. Learning is a lifelong attribute. Don't give up on learning, continue to get more information, challenge things, be curious, and make sure that you use that scientific approach to question, to attack if you need to, or support if you need to. It's a really critical thing that you have the opportunity to do now. So once again, congratulations. I really am so thrilled to be able to talk today, and I hope that you enjoy the celebrations afterwards, and congratulations again to you and to your families. Thank you.
Thanks, Brett. That was really valuable. And again, we are really lucky in hosting graduations to be able to have people with the expertise and the experience that Brett to come along and share that with you. So again, thank you very much. You're a very dour looking group. I've been watching you, there's just not a lot of smiles. This is meant to be your happy day. Come on, you can do better. You're deliberately not smiling, aren't you now? Okay. As Chancellor of Macquarie Uni, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as this and conferring degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. So I'm now going to call on our Acting Registrar, Professor Taryn Jones, to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for these awards.
Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees to which they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Science and Engineering. I now call on Professor Lucy Marshall, Executive Dean for the Faculty of Science and Engineering, to present the graduates. Professor Marshall.
Chancellor, the graduates for this ceremony are from the Faculty of Science and Engineering. We are a dynamic faculty, driven by the spirit of discovery, striving to nurture the next generation of science and technology innovators. We aim to be the best for the world. We work with our partners to discover, innovate, and build a better future with environmental and social sustainability at the core. We have a wonderful mix of science and engineering together in a single faculty, which means we can conduct research from fundamental science through to developing new technologies for the 21st century. I'll give you just a few examples of the exciting work underway in the faculty. In our School of Natural Sciences, our researchers have developed a science-based system for managing rivers, which is now used all around the world. And researchers in our Centre of Excellence in Synthetic Biology are engineering microbes to turn agricultural waste into sustainable products, building a new bio-based economy. Astronomers in our School of Mathematical and Physical Sciences are answering big questions, such as how the atoms that make up us all were forged in the explosions of ancient stars. They do this using instruments built here at AAO Macquarie. The AAO is a dedicated team of scientists and engineers who make specialist equipment to work with the world's largest telescopes to enable astronomers to explore the cosmos. In our School of Computing, our researchers make fundamental advances in security and cryptography so that we can trust the information technologies that our lives now depend on. In our School of Engineering, we are helping to build the next generation of communication technologies, such as 5G and 6G mobile networks. And in our Department of Applied Biosciences, we work closely with our industry and government partners to develop solutions to solve challenging problems, such as how to prevent the Queensland fruit fly from devastating fruit crops. Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Science and Engineering whom you have admitted to degrees or awarded diplomas. A higher degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristic is research. The Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to graduates who have demonstrated the capacity to conduct research independently by forming a distinct contribution to the knowledge of the subject and to afford evidence of coherence and originality shown either by the discovery of new facts or by the exercise of independent critical power. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Shubham Chajaid, for a thesis entitled Stored Water Release Capacity and Plant Carbon-Water Relations. Dr. Patrick De Rosa for a thesis entitled Multi-omics Analysis of the Pico-eukaryote green alga Picochlorum species Senu3 and its response to broad-spectrum herbicides. Dr. Kate Todds for a thesis entitled Eco-engineering of seawalls to enhance their ecological value. Dr. Shuzhen Han for a thesis entitled Clay Mineralogy Constraints on the Depositional Environments of the Ediacaran-Dushanto Formation in South China. The degree was jointly supervised with University of Geosciences, China, under a Codatel joint PhD arrangement. Dr. Junshun Li for a thesis entitled Biomarkers for Understanding Paleoclimate and Organic Matter Inputs in the Southern Ocean. The degree was jointly supervised with China University of Geosciences, Beijing, China, under a Codatel joint PhD agreement. Dr. Callum McDermott for a thesis entitled Introgression, Sperm and Mitonuclear Interactions in the Long-Tailed Finch. Dr. Stephanie Nagy for a thesis entitled Investigations of Novel Bacterial Drug Efflux Systems. Dr. Kai Peng for a thesis entitled Empowering Yeast Protein Cell Factories, Biosensor and Organelle Biomimicry. Dr. Bhavna Penmecha for a thesis entitled Visual Navigation and Physiology in Australian Bull Ants and Stingless Bees. Dr. Lachlan Phillips for a thesis entitled Resolving the Impact of the Intensifying East Australian Current Southern Extension, From Physics to Predators. Dr. Carla Raymond for a thesis entitled, Why Should Cultural Heritage Go Nuclear? Complementary, comparative and standalone applications of neutron computed tomography for the study of archaeological materials. Dr. Sajida Sakira for a thesis entitled Ecological Effects of Multiple Stresses on Freshwater Ecosystems. Dr. Marcel Sayer for a thesis entitled Neural Correlates of Diverse Navigational Strategies. Dr. Lintina Bianca Takanaka de Oliveira for a thesis entitled Origin and Composition of the Subcontinental Lithospheric Mantle along the Lineament of 125 degrees azimuth, Brazil. The degree was jointly supervised with University of Sao Paulo, Brazil, under a Cotatel joint PhD agreement. Dr. John Timmins for a thesis entitled Optimising Yeast for the Production of Specialised Metabolites. Dr. Nazma Akhtar Tithi for a thesis entitled Olfactory Relationships of Bactrocera trioni fruit fly and Associated Microbes. Dr. Marina Tokareva for a thesis entitled Development of Rh1 catalyzed denitrogenative transformations of 1,2,3-thiodiazoles. Dr. Shubin Zhou for a thesis entitled Rapid Assessment of Elemental Concentrations in Different Environmental Media using portable XRF. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Science. Araminta Abercrombie. Hayley Entwistle. Ainsley Wind. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Advanced Science. Sam Carroll. Natasha Garrity. Neve McAdam. James Petsis. Puya Zadba Tarahi. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Biodiversity and Conservation. Luke Cronus. Francesco Chiche. Eloise Clark. Benjamin Humphreys. Theo Kemp. Lara Peterson. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Environment. Tristan Bonithan. Nicholas French. Isabel Green. Alan Hilani. Amy Hughes. Bradley Keane. Sabrina Meppen. Laura Mitchell. Aidan Shields. Candace Slatter. Sarah Small. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Information Technology, Robert O'Brien. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Medical Sciences, Angela Abu Hamad. Mahan Al-Hasabi. Paris Alebi. Chantel Bate. Stephanie Batani. Mila Boyevich. Alexander Cassis. Aaron Chanelian. Jai Copeland. Beruz Hamash Ramandi. Ashvi Vijay Gohil. Marie Hasto. Marielle Francia Hernandez. Lauren Hilda. Lily Holdsworth. Talia Hernjak awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Treshia Ashvini Ignatius. Carmen Kifakis. Hannah Kilvington. Jasmine Lang. Divyesh Lal. Nivishka Marahaj. Jared McIlwain. Nilusha Tharanji Narutuna Palia Guruge. Ashley Teriro Ndawere. Lauren Nelson. Angela Nguyen. Qdiem Quinn Nguyen. Rebecca Smith. Kim Tonedo. Callan Turnbull. Thomas Voltel. Ruby Westerman. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science. Niveda Balachandran. Evany Alheri Beachman Hernandez. Claire Campbell. Joshua Cooper. Abigail Bernice Denaro. Daniel Ho. Eric Markey. Brent Mendoza. Daniel Nugent. Aaron Panozzo. Jumi Pereira. Devmini Ranasinghe. Michael Skiffington. Sandra Stewart, awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Ashley Wright. Caitlin Zammett. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Global Challenges, Rosanna Grace Gulai. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Conservation Biology and Master of Environment, Erendira Rodriguez Cruz. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Biotechnology, Yaman Ahmed. Monica Pham. Krutika Purohit. Georgia Suoli. Seema Thapa. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Biotechnology and Business, Vijeta Prakash Rasaili. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Conservation Biology, Laurianne Colette Claude Seaton. Nikki Grist. Daniel Hilton. Melanie O'Donovan. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Environment, Rujuta Romeo de Souza. Kieran Makovsky. Bolotuya Munkerel. Divya Radhakrishna Karup. Salil Shripad Tamhanki. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Laboratory Quality Analysis and Management. Shresha Shrestha. Abra Hussain Tarif. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Radiopharmaceutical Science, Tanjina Sultana. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Science Innovation in Chemistry and Biomolecular Sciences, James Nettle, awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Science Innovation in Environmental Sciences, Amir Singh. I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Sustainable Development. Yuri Alejandra Baronas Malpica. Rainey Rose Dizon. Rupa Nair. Ramiro Nasta. Stephen Antyedu Niamikai. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Graduate Diploma of Conservation Biology, Jessica Nanayakara. Chancellor. A higher degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristic is research. Our Master of Research is a 2-year full-time equivalent training research degree consisting of research-based coursework, postgraduate research training, and a major research project. Graduates are focused on a specific research topic to produce a thesis of up to 20,000 words in preparation to a doctoral degree. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Liam Agnew for a thesis entitled Reptile Responses to Artificial Refuges and Fire Cues in Post-Fire Environments. Zeshan Ali for a thesis entitled Effects of Environmental Lead on the Blood Proteome of Sparrows in Broken Hill. Johanna Asetra for a thesis entitled Probing the Trace Element and Halogen Diet of Subduction Zone Serpentinites. Naz Bansal for a thesis entitled Distribution, Protein Carriers and Cellular Origins of Pauciminose in Colorectal Cancer Tissues. Courtney Burke-Smith for a thesis entitled Chronostratigraphy of the Cambrian Series II Maulingian Boundary, Western Stansbury Basin, South Australia. Liam Caulfield for a thesis entitled Serum Peptidomics for Improved Sepsis Diagnosis. Mohammed Faher Udin for a thesis entitled Impact of Metformin on the Gut Microbiome of Mice Colorectal Cancer Models. Christine Faelner for a thesis entitled Building with Nature, Using Potato Waste to Restore New South Wales Oyster Reefs. Alyssa Fjeld for a thesis entitled Micro-Ornamentation, Ultrastructure, Composition and Homology among Early Cambrian Tomatids. Sally Hurst for a thesis entitled Found a Fossil, Assessing Australian Perceptions of Heritage Discoveries and Conservation. Jeressa Jabson for a thesis entitled Multi-omic Analysis of Plasma-Derived Extracellular Vesicles in Breast Cancer. Casey Kavanagh for a thesis entitled Shale Geochemistry as a Proxy for Shear Strength. Ziho Lee for a thesis entitled The Effects of Substrate Brightness and Complexity on Intertidal Communities of Seawall. Paige Laurence for a thesis entitled Integrating Seed Traits into Emerging Technologies for Biodiverse Restoration. Josip Mujic for a thesis entitled Cell-Free Synthesis of Iron-Sulfur Cluster Containing Proteins. Jack Nibbs for a thesis entitled Mass Transfer Stability, Lagrangian Ejection and Gas Fallback for Common Envelope Binaries. Damien Osborne for a thesis entitled Genetic Structure of the Doughboy Scallop, Mimaclemis asperima. Sebastian Parker Dow for a thesis entitled A Metagenomic and Metaproteomic Analysis of River-Associated Communities. Joanna Villani Pereira for a thesis entitled Assessing Viability and Stress Tolerance in Multi-Species Probiotic Products. Catherine Potter for a thesis entitled Flash Colours, Frogs and the Language of Escape. Madeline Stewardson for a thesis entitled Many Ants Make Light Work, Quantifying Force Output of Weaver Ant Teams. Pradeep Subedi for a thesis entitled Nectar Resorption and Plant Reproduction. The University Medal is the university's most prestigious academic award and is awarded to students who have demonstrated exceptional academic excellence throughout their university studies. Chancellor, I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Research with the University Medal for Molecular Science, Hannah Lott, for a thesis entitled molecular mechanisms underpinning intraspecies co-infections with multiple Acinetobacter baumannii strains. Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Science and Engineering.
Chancellor, I now call on Sally Hurst, who graduated with a Master of Research, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Sally.
Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates and guests, it's a privilege to stand here before all of you in what will be my final presentation as a university student. While doing talks is one of my jobs as a presenter at the Australian Museum and was a huge part of my actual Masters of Research in Paleontology, Archaeology and Science Communication, this will be a memorable talk. But don't worry, I'll still talk about dinosaurs. When I was a small child growing up on a farm in rural New South Wales, I really didn't think science was going to be in the cards for me. I was in a high school in a town that was defined by the police academy, the Supermax prison and the Big Merino, so shout out Goulburn. And it didn't exactly seem like the land of opportunity. I didn't even know that being a paleontologist or an archaeologist was a real job. And even after spending my summer or winter digging up dinosaurs, still not sure if this is some hoax or not. It is with huge thanks to my supervisors who supported me to create this unique pathway in science. For many of us, it was our professors and our supervisors and our support systems that allowed us to pursue our passions. For me, that was digging up dinosaurs. For others, that was putting QR codes on ants. Looking at you, Maddie. For others, it was solving problems of climate change, creating new technologies for the future, or examining how stars collide. The enormous support of our families has also played a role for many of us. To my mum, who ignited my love of paleontology with a bag of plastic dinosaurs gifted to me when I was 4, and to my sister, who is her own independent business owner, who has always taught me to follow my own path and no one else's. But I also want to thank each and every one of you graduating today. While many of us have never met, or even in the Masters, we've only met from that one class where they chucked all of the science kids in together and tried to teach us how to communicate our science to people who don't have a science background, something which our family and friends are probably very appreciative of. This was an amazing chance to see some of the research and science that is possible, and it's very exciting to see where all of you will go next in the future. For someone who had 0 role models growing up in that small country town, it's an honour to see so many new role models here in STEM today. I hope you will all continue to be visible and inspiring to others going forward. So when there is another little girl, little boy or child who isn't quite sure what they want to do, they can look to you and say, well, if they're doing it, maybe I can too. Congratulations on completing the next step of your journey, and I hope for all of us it will be very bright and hopefully full of dinosaurs. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you, Sally. That was great. It is a lovely part of these celebrations to have one of the graduates speak as they look back on their time. I'm always amazed by where we go. I would never actually have thought of putting QR codes on ants, I must say. Dinosaurs I get, right? I mean, but this morning our graduating student left us with the words of that great poet, Taylor Swift. So one never knows, and the reason for saying that is what life is about. One never knows how it's going to pan out. It is so incredibly important that you grasp the opportunities, take the risks, follow your curiosity, become that little girl who went out looking for dinosaurs. Thank you, Sally. Distinguished guests, please join me in expressing our appreciation to Angela Brewer for that superb performance. Angela's the founder and artistic director of Coast Opera Australia. Please also join me in thanking our musicians. On the organ, Heather Mowen-Boyd. And on the Chinese transverse flute, Dr. Chai Changning. Events like this don't happen without a lot of work in the background. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives from our alumni community. They come here today to help us celebrate these occasions, but they also come to help you understand the occasion and to celebrate it. So please join me in thanking our colleagues from the Alumni Association. And finally, and far from least, please join me in thanking our technical staff who ensure that proceedings can be seen and heard, not just for all of you here today, but for all of those watching this event on live stream. Graduates, this ceremony is a rite of passage, but not, I hope, the end of your connection with Macquarie University. Excuse me. You are now part of our family of alumni, a group of more than 225,000 people living in 140 countries. We will keep in touch with you and hopefully you with us through our alumni program. When you can, make sure you come back to campus to attend alumni events or perhaps to undertake more study. Most importantly though, remember the responsibilities you have now as graduates. Continue the hard work that has brought you here today. Set demanding goals for yourself, goals to better your community, retain your curiosity and pursue your dreams. Importantly, remember the people who helped you along the way. Some of those are here today, and I acknowledge their support on your behalf. But I'm going to ask you graduates, as is traditional at these ceremonies, to stand now and turn to the people behind you and around you to give them a round of applause and thanks for all of their support. Now please turn to the front and remain standing. With me on the dais are representatives of our academic staff, the people who have taught you and have been on this journey with you. And I ask you to give them a round of applause too. And thanks. Finally, turn to one another and give yourselves a round of applause because you deserve it. Please, graduates, be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates of Macquarie University, on behalf of the staff and faculty of the university and of our continuing students, I offer you our warmest congratulations. For all of you joining us here today, family and friends, I thank you on behalf of the entire Macquarie community, and in particular, on behalf of your graduates. I'm going now to invite our newest graduates and their families and friends to join us out on the portico, outside, out through these doors, for refreshments. But before I do, I'd also like to invite all of you to enjoy our beautiful campus as you celebrate today. I hope it'll retain a special place in your memories over the years ahead. And particularly for those youngsters, get out, run around and see what this place is really like. Put it in your memory banks and start saying to mum and dad, I want to go to Macquarie. Right? Just remember that, Macquarie. I'm going to now ask the audience to stand, please, and remain standing while the graduates and the official party depart. Thank you very much.